Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to solve a 5-mark question from Quadratic Equations chapter which had appeared in CBSE board exam 2025. Now this question has an OR question as well. That is, either you can attempt the A question or the B one. So let us start with the first question now. Solve the following equation for x given that x should not be equal to 0 or 1 or 2. So this condition is given over here because, for example, let us consider that the value of x is 0. So here this denominator goes down equal to 0. So this fraction becomes 6 over 0 and any number which gets divided by 0 goes down to infinity. So we cannot get any value of x over here if the equation goes down to infinity. Same thing happens when we take x equal to 1 because here we can see in the denominator we have x minus 1, and same thing happens with 2 because here we can see in the denominator we have x minus 2. So with this, let us start solving this equation. And the first step is cross multiplication. That is, x minus 1 multiplies with 1 and x minus 2 multiplies with 2. And then these two denominators will multiply with each other. So we get 1 times x minus 1 gives us x minus 1 plus 2 times x minus 2 over x minus 2 times x minus 1 equal to 6 over x. Now we are going to expand these brackets, giving us x minus 1 plus 2 times x gives us 2x and 2 times minus 2 gives us minus 4 over, now expanding these brackets, x times x gives us x square, x times minus 1 gives us minus 1x, minus 2 times x gives us minus 2x, and minus 2 times minus 1 gives us plus 2 equal to 6 over x. Now collecting the like terms, we get x plus 2x gives us 3x and minus 1 minus 4 gives us minus 5 over x square. Now minus 1x and minus 2x are like terms, so adding them together we get minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 6 over x. Now we are going to take x on the other side of the equal to sign so that it multiplies with 3x minus 5, and at the same time this denominator goes on the other side of equal to sign and multiplies with 6. So here 3x multiplies with x giving us 3x square and minus 5 multiplies with x giving us minus 5x equal to 6 times now this entire denominator. Now we are going to expand this bracket. So we get 3x square minus 5x is equal to, now 6 times x square gives us 6x square. Now 6 times minus 3x gives us minus 18x and 6 times positive 2 gives us positive 12. Now let us take the left hand side terms to the right hand side. So here we get 6x square. Now positive 3x square goes on the other side of equal to sign and becomes minus 3x square, and minus 5x goes on the other side and gives us positive 5x minus 18x plus 12 equal to 0. Now again collecting the like terms, we get 6x square minus 3x square gives us 3x square plus 5x and minus 18x gives us minus 13x plus 12 equal to 0. Now we have to factorize this equation. So we are going to multiply the coefficient of x square, that is 3, with the constant, that is 12, giving us 36. So here we need to find out two factors of 36 in such a way that when you multiply them you should get 36, and when you add them or subtract them you should get negative 13. So here we can use the factors negative 9 and negative 4 because the multiplication of these two gives us positive 36 and the addition of these two gives us minus 13. So in the next step we have written this equation in terms of its factors, that is 3x square minus 9x minus 4x plus 12 equal to 0. Now we are going to group the terms. We are going to group the first two terms and we are going to group the last two terms. So from the first group 3x is a common factor and inside the bracket remains x minus 3. Now from the second group negative 4 is a common factor, so we have taken it out, and inside the bracket remains x minus 3 equal to 0. Now here x minus 3 is a common factor, so we have taken it out, and the second factor becomes 3x minus 4 equal to 0. Now equating each of these factors equal to 0, we get 3x minus 4 equal to 0 and x minus 3 equal to 0. Now taking negative 4 on the other side of equal to sign, we get 3x is equal to positive 4, and taking 3 on the other side of equal to sign, we get the value of x as 4 over 3. That is 3 is going to divide 4. Similarly, let us take negative 3 on the other side of equal to sign. So we get the value of x here as positive 3. So these are the two values of x over here for the given equation. Now let us move on to the OR question. Find two consecutive odd numbers, sum of whose square is 650. Now here we have to find out two odd numbers. Consecutive odd numbers means neighboring numbers. So for example, if I consider the odd number 5, then the consecutive odd numbers to this number are going to be 7 and 3. These are the neighboring numbers to 5. So we have to find out two neighboring odd numbers, sum of whose square. Means for example, if I take 5 and if I consider 7, I'm going to write them as 5 square and 2 square. So I'm going to take their square and I'm going to take their sum, and this should be equal to 650. Now this is just an example which I have given. We need to find out what are those odd numbers. So here we have written, let the consecutive odd numbers be x and x plus 2, because you have seen if we take 5, we have to add 2 to it to get the next odd number, that is 7. So here 5 becomes x and x plus 2, that is 5 plus 2, gives us the next consecutive number, that is 7. So here we have considered the two consecutive odd numbers to be as x and x plus 2. Now in the next step, we have squared the odd numbers, that is x square and x plus 2 square, and we have taken their sum as it was given in the question, and that should be equal to 650. Now in the next step, we are going to expand this bracket. So we have written x square plus, now to expand this bracket, we have used a plus b the whole square formula. So it expands as x square plus 2 times x times 2 plus 2 square is equal to 650. Now x square plus x square gives us 2x square plus 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times x is 4x plus 2 square is 4 equal to 650. Now we are going to take this 650 on the other side of equal to sign, giving us 2x square plus 4x plus 4 minus 650 equal to 0. Now simplifying this, we get 2x square plus 4x and plus 4 minus 650 gives us minus 646 equal to 0. Now all these terms are divisible by 2. That is, we can divide 2x square by 2 plus 4x by 2 and minus 646 by 2 and 0 also by 2. So the simplified equation we get here is x square plus 2x minus 323 equal to 0. Now we have to factorize this equation in such a way that when we multiply the factors, we should get minus 323, and when we add the factors or subtract the factors, we should get positive 2. So here the two factors are going to be positive 19 and negative 17. Because when you multiply these two factors, you get minus 323, and when you add them together, you get positive 2. So we have written this equation in terms of its factors, that is x square plus 19x minus 17x minus 323 equal to 0. Now we are going to group the terms, that is, we are going to group the first two terms and we are going to group the last two terms. So from the first group, x is a common factor, so we have taken it out, and inside the bracket remains x plus 19. Now from the second group, minus 17 is a common factor, so we have taken it out, and inside the bracket remains x plus 19 equal to 0. Now here x plus 19 is a common factor, so we have taken it out, and the second factor becomes x minus 17 equal to 0. Now equating each of the factors equal to 0, we get x minus 17 equal to 0 and x plus 19 equal to 0. Now taking negative 17 on the other side of equal to sign, we get x equal to positive 17, and similarly taking positive 19 on the other side of equal to sign, we get the value of x as negative 19. Now x equal to 17 and x equal to minus 19 will give us our first odd number. Now to find the second odd number, we are going to take x plus 2, which we had considered, giving us 17 plus 2 as 19, or negative 19 plus 2 equal to negative 17. That is, either you can choose x equal to 17 and the consecutive odd number as 19. So this will be your first combination. Or you can choose negative 19 as the first odd number and the consecutive odd number as negative 17. Choose one of the two options, because here we have been asked just to find two consecutive odd numbers. So this is going to be our answer, or this is going to be our answer, one of the two options. I hope you have understood all the steps and liked the video. And if you found this video useful, then check out this playlist where you'll find more examples of this kind. And if you're liking my videos, like, share and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.